I do have to fix my Wi-Fi situation. This is dragging way too long, and I apologize for that. I don't understand what's happening. Maybe I'm not supposed to be sharing this information. So anyway, I am just here. I'm going to go ahead and continue from where I left off. I'm just waiting for some of the Galactic Jedis to join. Apparently, no one has joined yet. I don't know if it's letting you guys know that I'm live again. I only have one person. Okay, we'll start with that one person. I think people are now coming in. And, oh, there we go. We have one person coming in. Hello, hi. So I'm going to do my live again, but on my phone. How's everyone doing out there? Good, I hope. All right, guys. Should I start from the beginning? I don't know. I think I was cut off for like 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and just start from the beginning. Welcome, guys, to my Saturday night Intel update. I'm using my own personal hotspot, so I shouldn't have any problems here with my iPhone. Today is the 25th, no, I'm sorry, the 21st. Wow, happy solstice, the 21st of June, 2025. And yes, guys, we are still on a positive timeline trajectory. We are still, I'm just turning up the volume, there we go. We are still on a positive timeline trajectory. A lot of things have been happening in the last few days. The Alliance has decided to countermeasure what the Cabal's been trying to do. The Cabal's been trying to ignite the Third World War by having Iran launch nuclear weapons towards Israel. But luckily and fortunately for humanity, the Alliance was able to use President Trump to send the military today to take out those nuclear weapons in Iran. Okay, so we pretty much took out, in terms of a metaphor, we took out the poisonous snakes, okay, that were about to be, ignite the Third World War. So yeah, the military alliance decided to take out those plans today, and of course the media is spinning it otherwise, right? They're saying that Trump is trying to ignite the Third World War, that we struck first, and that is not the case. We just took out their nuclear plants. That's all we did, okay, the nuclear facilities. All right, guys. I guess I'm also going to remind you guys that my courses, my July courses are up. For those that want to take my classes, they're only $100. All three of them, by the way, all three of my classes are $100. Go to my website, ourcosmicorigin.com, and make sure you guys secure your spot so I could see you on a webinar in 2 weeks. Another reminder is that there is this product. I'm starting from the beginning, guys. I'm going to start from the beginning because of my Wi-Fi issues. So there is a product called Folium that completely detoxes the bodies from all, poisons, metals, parasites, graphene, right? That stuff that they force people to get. And even radiation. It actually resets the mitochondria. I always put the link in the description. And all right, I guess let's just start with the report, guys, okay? So apparently, I don't know if I should start with the beginning of the report, but let's just, okay, I'm going to start from the beginning, okay, guys? I'm going to start from the beginning. Israel's strike on Tehran wasn't just retaliation. It was the green light through black, you could say, back channel white hat operation, authorized under the continuity of government protocols that was activated in 2023 and are still running in the background, okay? Since they stole the election, since the deep state stole the election, they have been running this, okay? So, Tucker Carlson apparently said something that he wasn't supposed to. Make a long story short, the Alliance told him to not say anything because he would have ruined it for them, okay? June 19, 2025, Trump did confirm that Tucker Carlson called him to apologize. And the reason was because from behind the scenes, Tucker was leaned on hard, okay? He was leaned on hard, not by Trump, but by the globalists, okay? Legacy intel networks that still operate rogue blackmail archives, high-level media executives under threat of exposure, of course, and then he was shown the edge of the cliff and told, am I being...
Phone volume needs to turn
Okay. Yeah, I turned it on. It's all the way up. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, my volume is all the way up, guys, so maybe I should just speak closer to the phone here. So high-level media executives under, of course, threat of exposure, and he was shown the edge of a cliff, and he was told not to step further. So apparently, I don't know if you guys heard of that thing between Tucker Carlson and Trump, but Tucker Carlson almost kind of blew it for the Alliance, okay? So Um, I don't really want to start from the beginning, but just to make a long story short, we all know that the nuclear facilities were financed and sponsored by what? The global elite, okay? And the Bushes were behind it, the Clintons were behind it. And so that's why the alliance had to take those facilities out. So, if you guys don't mind, that's where I left off last time. Let's see. Okay, so this is important, right? So, a couple days ago, after an 80-minute situation room meeting that took place between the generals and Trump, that was close to, of course, anybody that's connected to the deep state. Um, Trump did, you could say, direct actions plans targeting Iranian nuclear facilities. He gave the order, take those plants out immediately. Now we have the coordinates. And he did say total decapitation of Iran's covert weapons infrastructure. Okay, that happened 2 days ago prior to the alliance taking out those facilities as of today. Okay, the alliance took out those facilities today. So right now the alliance is actually gaining coordinates on the supreme leader of the terrorist networks in that area. They know that he's an easy target. The coordinates are there, but they're also his name goes by Khamenei, but they're letting him live. Okay, they're letting him live because the alliance prefers that he surrenders, that he just surrenders publicly instead of assassinating him. Okay, let's see. Anything else that I need to share? So overall, the deep state is very, very concerned. Okay, because they were supposed to ignite a third world war. People saying volume and they cannot hear you. You guys can't hear me at all. I mean, the volume is all the way up. Let's see. Just pause me. Oh. All right, can you guys hear me now? Should I get closer to the phone? All right, I want to get closer to the phone. Let's get into the Galactic report because that's also very important because of the fact that things have actually shifted due to the Galactics trying to prevent what would have been known as cataclysm and catastrophes. All right, so as you guys know that for countless millennium, the Earth has been under the observation of higher forces. Advanced extraterrestrials referred to as the Galactics. They used to be part of an organization called the Galactic Federation of Worlds, but now they have reorganized into the Galactic Alliance. Overall, these are highly advanced beings beyond the Whiteheads that originated from star systems in the Sirius system, as well as Arcturus, Andromeda, and of course the Pleiades. And they have long held the responsibility of ensuring that humanity's transition into a higher dimension of existence occurs in the most harmonious and least destructive way possible. So, contrary to dramatic expectations of sudden cosmic intervention, the Galactics have, you could say, made a crucial decision that they will wait, not out of indecision or delay, but out of compassion, precision, and respect to cosmic law. The shift into the new Earth, a fifth dimensional frequency of peace, unity, and crystalline consciousness, requires that the Earth and its inhabitants reach a specific vibrational threshold. Only then can they long prophesied, you could say, only then can the long prophesied solar flashes occur safely without triggering widespread global catastrophes. So the Galactics are concerned regarding a risk of what is known as premature activation or premature ascension, right? In the case of a premature ascension, what that means is that when the energy frequency of the planet is not ready to shift as a collective, it tends to express itself through supervolcanic eruptions, massive tsunamis, massive earthquakes, and that is not good, okay? So the solar flash is not just a solar event. It is a multi-dimensional energetic surge that interfaces with DNA consciousness and the magnetic grid, and of course the planetary morphogenetic field. So when it occurs prematurely, while the collective still holds, you could say, entrenched fear, division, and trauma, the resulting frequency mismatch could be devastating. So massive earth changes, psychological collapses, and technological failures would be possible outcomes if humanity was not vibrationally prepared. And so from the galactic perspective, free will and frequency alignment must work in harmony. A humanity gripped in fear cannot transition into a light-based society without undergoing destructive purging, which they are trying to prevent. So the solar flashes are not just a mechanical countdown. They are linked to the collective human consciousness. And the galactics, using quantum harmonic monitoring and plasma-based surveillance, are tracking the vibrational output of the planet in real time. So only when the Earth's collective frequency, measured in love, unity, awareness, and coherence, reaches a stable threshold, will the cascade sequence or the cascading sequence of energetic events be initiated. So this is why the Galactic Alliance with the Earth Alliance is currently not allowing for the first flash to happen, because we are not ready vibrationally as a planetary, you could say, field of energetic vibration or energetic consciousness. It is not ready. The planet's collective consciousness, in other words, not enough people are there consciously to make or feel that shift into the next reality. So it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, because we do have a deadline, but what it means is that it's probably going to happen now in the summer. Hopefully, if we're ready as a collective, if the energy field is there, okay, if it's a match, then yes, it won't be destructive, okay, because that's what they don't want. They don't want a destructive transition. That's what they're trying to prevent overall. So, they are providing us much time as needed. Of course, we do have a deadline for humanity to awaken naturally without trauma or external force. And a lot of this also depends on the Earth Alliance White House releasing the classified information. So again, everything kind of works together. So the faster that the White Hats are able to release the classified information and the truth about everything, the easier for humanity to, you could say, transition during these flashes is going to happen, okay? So in earlier plans, of course, the ascension was to be triggered by a single solar flash, and that was the old way of doing things. But with the shifting cosmic conditions and Earth's current instability, the plan, of course, has changed, right? Now the transition will be facilitated by the three waves, or three ignitions from the sun, each designed to uplift and transform in progressive stages. So the first flash acts as a DNA activator, awakening the dormant crystalline potential in starseeds, light workers, and spiritually prepared souls. It marks the beginning of the timeline split, and I've been talking about this for a while now, okay? So that's the first one. The second flash will stabilize Earth's electromagnetic field and purges the residual dark energies and control grids that are still launched in astral layers and subterranean networks. And this explains the clean house effect taking place right now, right? Getting rid of the cabal structures. And the third flash anchors, you could say, anchors the new Earth matrix and solidifies humanity's transition into the fifth dimensional frequency, closing the cycle of suffering and separation. Okay, so that's the three flashes. So again, it's believed that a lot of the old souls that are here in star seeds, right, the old souls that are here embodied, are going to be the first to activate, and then another layer of old souls are going to then activate during the second flash, and then of course the Earth Terrans that are ready to at least go into the fourth D Earth will be activated to a degree in the third flash, and that's when the entire planet moves directly out of the 3D. While the 3D continues to collapse. So, these flashes must occur in close succession, right? They can't be too far apart from one another, right? They have to happen in pretty much closer intervals, as dictated by vibrational physics, okay? And if too much time elapses between these flashes, humanity might risk slipping back into unconscious patterns. Okay, so that's why they have to happen in shorter intervals. So the Galactics orchestrating the sequence with mathematical precision, using advanced stellar mapping to align Earth, the Sun, and Alcyon the central star of the Pleiades, at exact moments for maximum effect with minimal disruption. So the galactics are not merely observers, all right? They are actively assisting from behind the scenes. They are deactivating weaponized frequency systems constantly designed to destabilize human consciousness. They are shielding the Earth from premature solar activity that could damage the fragile grid system of the Earth, or the grid system, right, that holds the electricity together. Sending telepathic downloads, light codes, and starseed activations to prepare the population. Working with Earth's elemental kingdoms to harmonize tectonic and volcanic activities. Okay, so that's what the galactics have been tasked to do. Moreover, they are assisting individual starseeds and light workers in forming crystalline hubs, all right, or light anchors around the world. And these are what we call the crystalline cities that we're going to also begin to see in the fifth dimensional Earth reality. So besides anchoring these light hubs around the planet, the light warriors are also energetic stabilizers that absorb and transmute the collective energy, okay? And transmit, of course, light frequency energy during the cosmic flashes. So what that means is that those that are here as volunteers, the older souls, are pretty much, you could say, they're stabilizing units. That's what you guys are. We're stabilizing units that are going to transmute the negative energy and transmit light frequency during the coming flashes. So that's what that means. We're going to be like the conduits of that. So that's a good thing. Okay, so the new Earth already does exist in higher dimensions. I've mentioned that before, and I'll mention it again. And it's all existing in this space, just in a different reality. So it is a mirror of the best, you could say, timeline that humanity can ever choose, right? Which is a realm of unity, cooperation, divine intelligence, and energetic freedom. The solar flash are not a catastrophic event, as many people believe. They are the cosmic contractions birthing a new planetary reality. So that's what the solar flash. It's very similar to a cosmic contraction, right? Like a reset that will be birthing a new planetary reality. However, this time we're not going to be tasting death because we're going to have the ability to take our bodies with us, right? So that's a good thing. So you could say that our mother Gaia, which is our planet, along with the billions of her children, is about to go up into a new dimensional reality, right? When our collective heart, of course, opens wide enough, okay? But what I'm referring to here is our collective heart is all of us. When our collective heart is opened wide enough, we will be receiving these vibrational signs in harmony with the galactic cord, and then the 3 solar flashes will arrive like the morning light after the long night cleansing. That's the best way to describe it. Illuminating and elevating all who are ready to rise. All who are ready to rise. So that means that it is up to us, guys, to bring in these solar flashes. But I believe we're pretty much almost there. I believe that all of the old souls are now at least awakened and know who they are. So apparently right now the galactics are waiting, right, for us, the older souls, to kind of aligned, right, with our heart. So the best way to describe this, guys, is that the galactics are here to make sure that everything goes smoothly, okay? But we also have to do our part. I do want to give another report regarding some celestial fleets, some recent new spacecraft that have actually portaled into our solar system through the holes of the sun, okay? So this is kind of interesting because of the fact that, thank you so much for the super chat, Trisha, I appreciate that. I will get to Q&A as soon as I'm done with this galactic transmission. So as you guys know, the Earth does play a unique role in the cosmos, right? It has become a beacon for the intergalactic community, as of course a beacon of light you could say, a planet selected long ago for a special mission. So that is the reason why a lot of help is coming in right now. Okay, that is the reason why a lot of help is coming in right now. And these are benevolent craft because by cosmic rules, no negative entities can actually come into our solar system at this time. So these are benevolent beings. Okay. Apparently, as the cosmic clock ticks closer to the appointed hour, right, known as the shift of the ages, a great shift is upon us, right? All of you guys already know that, right? So as you guys know that the changes are also happening with our solar system, right? It is undergoing, our solar system, a profound energetic transformation that aligns with the long prophesied return of what is known as divine order, harmony, and unity. So part of this celestial orchestration is these enormous fleets, right, that are now coming into our solar system that were not sent to conquer, of course, but in cosmic service. They were sent as emissaries of balance, protection, and transformation, working for the one infinite creator. So these ships that just came in previously about 5 days ago were sent here by the one infinite creator in order to help, you could say, stabilize the energy field of the entire solar system. So apparently the energy field of the entire solar system, due to its emergence into the photon belt, was also kind of becoming unstable. Okay, so we could say that this is kind of interesting. This is very fascinating. So as you guys know, that at the heart of this transition, of this marvelous event, is the incoming energies of the great central sun. Okay, that is what's flaring up our sun. That is what's causing our sun to also release its flashes, its CMEs. Bear in mind that the great central sun is kind of like the spiritual nucleus of our universe and the radiant source of divine intelligence, because it is alive, it is living, just like our sun is, right? So this central hub emits wave after wave of photonic light, and this is the reason why these fleets had to step in, because even our solar system was becoming unstable due to all this bombardment of cosmic energy. So the central sun hub emits wave after wave of photonic light, pure consciousness encoded with the frequencies of truth, love, and ascension. Okay, these energies are not neutral. They are transformational forces that sweep through the galactic corridors, influencing the consciousness of entire star systems. So as Earth approaches alignment with the central sun, she is being bathed, you could say, in the higher frequency radiation, which in turn will be triggering DNA activations, awakening souls, and dismantling the last vestiges of the artificial control grid that has enslaved humanity for millennium. And by the way, that artificial control grid is what's been holding this matrix intact, by the way. So even though that the immense infusion of cosmic energy brings a challenge, right? Sometimes things do become imbalanced if the energy is not flowing coherently. So the volatility of ungrounded cosmic frequencies can actually destabilize planetary grids. According to the Galactics, they could cause erratic weather, increase seismic activity, and overwhelm the bioenergetic fields of unprepared life forms, which would not be a good thing, right? This is where the galactic fleets play its most vital role. So, thousands of enormous craft, some of the size of planets, believe it or not, have begun to appear in the outer edges of our solar system, moving closer in gradual phases to avoid alarming Earth's unaware population. These ships, multidimensional in origin and function, are equipped with crystalline technology far beyond anything known to Earth's military or scientific communities. And their purpose is not invasion, right? Their purpose is not invasion. It is a calibration. So each ship serves as an energetic stabilizer, acting like tuning forks that harmonize the vibrational fields between the Earth, the Sun, and the galactic currents flowing through our solar system. These vessels come from a multitude of star nations and, you could say, alliances across the galaxies, including the Andromedans, Arcturians, Sirians, Lyrians, Pleiadians, and many others. and yet they all operate under one unified direction to serve the divine plan orchestrated by the one infinite creator. So this is the prophesied shift, right? This is the prophesied shift that has been spoken about in countless spiritual traditions, from the Hopi and the Maya to ancient Vedic texts and the teachings of the mystery schools. For those that remember the ancient mystery school teachings back in Egypt and Atlantean times, Earth is transitioning from a third dimensional world of duality, fear and control, into a fifth dimensional realm of unity consciousness, peace, and spiritual sovereignty. Okay, that's what the original prophecies indicated. This is not merely an upgrade in perception, it is a planetary ascension, a shift of the entire planetary body into the new octave of existence. The presence of these shifts is a signpost of these divine timelines. They are not, there's only one divine timeline. So let me rephrase that. It is a signpost of this divine timeline. And that is the sacred timeline, the only timeline, right? That's the reason why all this is happening. So they are not here to interfere with free will, but to ensure that the planetary body of Earth, as well as her biological and spiritual systems, are supported through the birth canal of transformation. Much like midwives assisting in the delivery of a child, these beings are holding sacred space on Earth's transition into a new state of being. So they're holding sacred space as Earth transitions into a new state of being. And while the Galactic's fleet balances the external energetic forces, humanity is called to balance the internal, okay? This means dissolving the ego, healing ancestral trauma, reconnecting to the soul, and reclaiming your multidimensional sovereignty, or nature rather, right? Because we are returning to that. We are returning to our multidimensional selves. So it is through this inner work that we become the resonant match to the frequencies being offered from the stars. So the one infinite creator has never abandoned this world and never will, because this is a special planet. And you could say rather, Earth has been undergoing a great initiation, one that would eventually prepare her children to become cosmic citizens and stewards of divine wisdom. Okay, and we're talking about the Earth Terrans as well, not just the older souls. So the arrival of the great ships is not the end, it is the beginning, guys. A marker that the darkest nights are behind us now, right? The darkest nights are behind us, and that the dawn of a new Earth is breaking upon the horizon. So the massive ships entering our solar system are not, things of science fiction. Obviously, this is real. I notice that sometimes when I read the comments, there's a few people that will check out my channel and then say, oh, you are too sci-fi for me. So I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, I understand. Not everyone is fully unaware of things. So they call it sci-fi, right? This kind of information. But it's real, it's really real. Again, we see a lot of disclosure through sci-fi movies as a, memory. As a reminder, we do see a lot of disclosure through sci-fi movies. So the massive ships entering our solar system are not science fiction. Apparently, they are divine instruments of the Creator's will, calibrated to assist in this galactic moment of rebirth. And their presence marks the final stages of Earth's long prophesied transformation. Sent by the one infinite Creator, these crafts come not to rescue us, but to support our rising, to ensure the incoming energies are balanced, and to hold the light steadily as humanity takes its final steps into what? Full consciousness. Full consciousness. Are you guys ready to return to full consciousness? Well, it was written upon the stars that this day would come, right? So the time of Earth is now coming for that state of reality. It is almost here. The cosmos watches in awe as our planet is getting ready to transition. Every being out there is all eyes on us, you could say, is focus. And so it's almost time for the Earth to reclaim her place among the stars, right? Just like the Bible says, and shine like a priceless jewel throughout the heavens, and become part of a galactic family and community. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and just open it up for Q&A, but that was the Galactic transmission for now. We're receiving massive help from beings that apparently have, you could say, stabilized the energies that was going to cause imbalances within our own solar system. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and give some shout outs. I see, let's see, Jennifer Barenthai in the house. I also see Josh3383. I see, is it Renee Williams? You know what, guys? Let me go see where I put my glasses because I don't remember. I don't remember where I put them. I think they're in the kitchen. If you guys could give me a moment, I'm going to go get my glasses so I could read these names better. Am I all right? Am I glitching or anything?
Talk about Iran. You look fine, man.
What happened to my glasses?
I don't know.
All right. I found my glasses. So, oh, I could see. Okay, so where was I? Let's see. Greg is in the house. Silver Earth Girl is in the house. Mike Tank is in the house. Sandy Waters is in the house. Patricia Seige is in the house. MJF. Verducci is in the house. Pam909 is in the house. And Prince Royal is in the house. And all 1948. That sounds like a year. 1,948 people. Thank you so much for the super chat, Vidmare. Thank you so much. He says, thank you, Ishmael, for all your hard work. You are amazing, and we all appreciate your hard work. I'll thank you for that comment, and thank you for that positive affirmation. Positive feedback, rather. Not affirmation, feedback. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and continue taking more questions. Yeah, luckily I have about 3 pair of glasses, so if I lose one pair, I could always access other pairs, which is a good thing. Yes, the rotation of the Earth was prophesied to change at the shift of ages. This is a question from Dwayne Dyer, and that is absolutely yes. Ishmael, how will we know if we ascend on the first wave? Good question. This is a question from Prince Royale. And again, you will have ascended abilities, right? You will wake up like the X-Men. That's how you'll know you ascended. All right, this is a good piece of information to share. This is from Leonidas Guedes. He says, every human generation has contained visionaries attuned to those peaceful templates. Many were ignored, some persecuted, yet the blueprints remain encoded in collective imagination, waiting for reclamation. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Sounds to be correct. Greetings to all. The gold line statue is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the gold line. Well, it's not real gold, guys. It's fake gold, but yeah, it's golden. Let's see. Thank you, MJF, for that beautiful comment. Appreciate that. Hey, Ishmael, is the Animus connected to Starlink or trying to? That is a very good question from Sarah. Okay, for those that don't know who the Animus is, that is a collective of alien AIs that have been kind of, going from universe to universe, taking over worlds and stuff. But to answer your question, no, because Starlink is currently being run by sentient organic Prometheus, and sentient organic Prometheus does have you could say, a very effective technology that prevents the Animus from taking over it. So no, to answer that question, no, the Animus has no control of Starlink. For those who are wondering who the Animus is, my last live 2 days ago, I think 3 days ago, I'm sorry, today is Saturday, I talked about the real threat that is rising behind all these smoke screens. I have so many good questions. Is General Flynn a good guy? Yes, General Flynn is a good guy. Let's see. What will happen to people that are not doing the inner healing? Somebody's asking. Will they ascend too? Well, as long as they're like generally good people, they will at least go to the fourth dimensional Earth reality. Fourth dimensional Earth reality, which is going to still be a better Earth. Did the super soldiers help dismantle the weapons in Iran? This is a question from Rebecca Becknell. Rebecca Becknell, welcome. And then, she has various questions. So to answer your first question, I don't believe it was the super soldiers. I actually believe it was, believe it or not, our own Navy that were assisted by the Galactics. No, they only employ the super soldiers when they're breaching and you could say taking over underground bases. That's when they employ the super soldiers, because in most cases in these underground facilities we have, of course, dark grays and reptilians. So yeah, the super soldiers were not used to take out the facilities today. It was actually just our own military, but they were being assisted by the Galactic Alliance. So it was a pretty good operation. And then you also have another question. I saw myself in full super soldier gear 3 days ago, holding what looked like a laser gun. Well, Rebecca, you could have been, conducting another operation, perhaps in a different part of the world, or perhaps even off world. Because I have said this before, and I'll say it again. A lot of star seeds have been used in these programs. They just don't know it. Okay. I have another question here. Is part of ascending being unusually achy all over your body? Well, bodily aches, heart palpitations, random headaches, feeling like dizzy at times, those are all physical signs, yes. So, okay, so these symptoms started a week ago. Yes, those are what we call physical symptoms. Of course, there's also mental symptoms, spiritual symptoms, but those are physical symptoms, absolutely. Well, I've only been on. Somebody says, "How long has he been on again?" I've only been on for what 39 minutes now. So now I'm taking Q&A. Now I'm taking Q&A. I see a lot of same questions. Um, all right, so this is a question from Angel Eyes. She says, "What does it mean to go to sleep in deep sleep?" I saw myself actually seeing what I was seeing. Oh, thank you. I found a different pair though. I saw a giant. Okay, so let's see. Let me rewind a little bit. I saw myself actually seeing what I was seeing. A few. Fue una pasadilla. I think she wrote in Spanish. I was in a pool and I saw a giant angel going at me. 1987. Okay. That is interesting dream. Or was it a dream? Maybe it was real. And how will we know if we are 5 or 6, you could say, density, since we have... Oh, okay, so the difference between 5D and 6D. Okay, there is a difference, guys. There... Okay, 5D is using 50% of your light body and 50% of your carbon body. So yes, you will have access to these abilities. But 60, now in 60, you begin to use 75% crystalline, more of your light body, and only 25% carbon base. So in 6D, you could say things become more, you could say subtle, more fluid-like, more etheric. It becomes more like etheric matter. I don't know if that makes any sense. So you have even, your abilities have increased by 100-fold. Okay, that's the best way to describe 6D. Okay, the metaphor I want to use to help you guys understand this is you every time you go into a dimension or higher dimension, you reach like another octave of abilities, you could say, abilities and power. Okay, every time you go into each dimension, you could say offers even more abilities. Very similar to the Super Saiyans in the Japanese animation Dragon Ball Z, right? Every time a Saiyan would reach another level, that would be another octave of power. So in like manner, the higher you go in dimensions, the more abilities your guys are going to have. That's the best way to describe it. You guys are so welcome. I have questions about XRP, XLM. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, did I just block myself? Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. I accidentally turned off my camera. I apologize for that. Okay. Energy is high this week. Yes. I've already answered. General Flynn is good. Where will the Statue of Liberty be brought down? You know what? If you study the secret knowledge or the secret doctrine, the Statue of Liberty was actually mimicking an ancient goddess of Babylon, okay, known as Semiramis, who was the mother of who? Nimrod, okay? So yes, the Statue of Liberty, even though it was given to us by the French, it's still you could say, symbolic form of ancient pagan worship. That's the best way to describe it, paganism. Yes, Starlink will work for everyone. Correct. Who is in control of the looking glass? This is a question from Raz Pops. Well, for a while, both sides had access to it, but recently, within the last 2 years, the Alliance has had control of Looking Glass, and they actually were able to strip the Cabal from having access to it. So that is a very good question. I do have a super chat from Richard Kraft. He says, both folium cap whites the Pozzoli, what? I both folia and cap. What's the I don't understand that word posology. For how long I have to take them, it's expensive. I guess your question is, how do you want to take them? Okay, for the best results, you should take them for 2 to 3 months. I'm sorry, it's hard to read your question. There are some words that I don't understand, like posology. I don't know what that means, the posology. But to answer your question, I think I know what you're trying to ask me. You're supposed to take it at least 2 to 3 months for the best maximum. I mean, if you take it longer, it's just going to keep continuing cleaning out your body, because you're always breathing in the metals. They are everywhere, guys. So, I mean, if you take it for prolong, it's always best. But to get actual results where you could see a major drastic difference, you have more collagen, you look, you look younger, you have more energy. I would continue. I mean, it only takes about 3 months to see the difference. 3 months to see the difference. Okay, another super chat. This is from Greg. Thanks so much. He says, real raw news, legitimate or is it fake news? Michael Baxter, the author, reports of Bush, Hillary, Andrew, were executed through military tribunals. Well, they were. Again, the originals were taken out, sent to Gitmo a few years back, and they were immediately replaced by inorganic, robotic, you could say, beings, okay, that look just like them. And I think I mentioned this in my prior live 3 nights ago, how the negative AI uses inorganic, robotic people to kind of, sell the, you could say, the image that that's what's still running the show. Well, this is a good question. I just realized my battery is low, so I have to plug in my phone. Somebody's asking, why are we giving an impression to the world that Israel eliminated Iran's nuclear facility? 1 second, let me plug this in. Give me a few more seconds, guys. I'm just plugging something in. One second. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to find the adapter for my Mac because I have my phone connected to my Mac laptop, and so I needed to charge my phone. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I have charge. Good to know. All right, so the question about now it's gonna, like, you feel like they're gonna make it seem like it was Israel who took out the weapons. No, it's not Israel. Again, Israel is the last card to fall. Okay, the alliance is no longer aligning with Israel. That is a fact. So no, again, the fake news is what's giving the impression to the world that it was Israel who took out the nukes. No, that's not true. Serenity Grace is saying, I love your courses. Thank you so much for sharing your light. You are so welcome, Serenity. You are so welcome. I'm glad that you guys have an opportunity to learn so much in these courses. And there's always more to learn. There's always more to learn. Patriot 1952 says, "Why was your video taken down this morning?" Well, that was because I had Wi-Fi issue again. So I'm gonna have to call this company and see what's going on. I might have to just get satellite Wi-Fi at this point because this is not good. This is not good, especially when I'm trying to deliver, important information. So what I did is I just restarted the live, and I've been here for now 50 minutes. Well, I know somebody's saying, please stop using your phone for the podcast. Well, again, my laptop was not getting Wi-Fi, so I wanted to continue the message on my iPhone. But yeah, you're right. It's better to use the laptop, but unfortunately, my laptop is not getting Wi-Fi signal, so I'm having issues again. Maybe it's because they don't want me to share what I've been sharing. Who knows? Yes, Israel is done. Can you guys give me a second here? Give me a minute, actually. I am back. I am back. Let's take some more questions. I guess I'll put these on. Somebody's saying get Starlink. Well, I'm gonna wait for it to be free because right now it's way too expensive. Somebody's asking or saying, I enjoyed your interview with Simon Parks. Did you guys know that me and Simon Parks had a dual interview about a year ago? Yeah, I actually posted it on my channel. So go back about a year ago, keep scrolling all the way down until you find my interview with Simon Parks. We both went back and forth a lot of great information. Oh, thank you for all the love. I'm reading the chat. You guys are awesome. And thank you for your patience, guys, right? Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Donna. Ishmael, you go, you're the best. All the knowledge we have learned from you. Thank you, thank you. I'm looking for a question here, but I'm also reading the chat. A lot of you guys are just thanking me for my work. I appreciate that. My lives, my classes. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. There has to be a question that I've never addressed. Yes, there is an active Stargate in Iran. That is correct. Is Galactic Alliance unified across our universe? Yes, and also across many other universes. So, yeah, the next part of your question is: are there a lot of outer space species that are not part of the Alliance? Yes, there are some that have not yet joined the Alliance, and a lot of these other species are just underdeveloped primitive worlds. So there is a level of criteria that these primitive worlds have to meet in order to become part of an interstellar society. And how many species are in the alliance? Well, it all. If you're referring to our galaxy, I mean, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of different species just within the Milky Way. Now, if we go broader and include the entire universe, we're talking about probably millions of types of species. But overall, for the most part, the human Adam Catman, which is the atom, right, the human image, made in the human image, that is about 65 to 70% of the multiverse. And then all the other 35, 40% are just, they're different species that are not, you could say, humanoid. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, across our universe and across many other universes that are part of the intergalactic alliance, or you could say interdimensional alliance of free worlds, they all have strong, you could say, galactic alliances. Yes, that's true. Yes, somebody's asking me if the PM of Japan is working for good. Well, in a lot of these countries, like these, you could say Asian countries, yeah, there is a branch of the alliance that infiltrated those governments that are actually working for good. So to answer your question is yes. Even China, you have the CCP and then you have the Republic of China, right? The Republic of China is working against the CCP. Oh, this is a typical question. Ishmael, have you ever heard of the Urantia book? Yes, I have. It's about 2,000 pages. It's supposed to be the fifth epical revelation to planet Earth, the Bible being the fourth. However, the only part that is accurate in the Urantia papers are the part that describes the cosmology, which is the first book, right, or the first volume, not the second, third, or fourth. The history of Nebadon, the history of Urantia, which is the word that they use to describe Earth, and the life and teachings of Jesus have all been misconstrued. But the only part that is accurate in the Urantia book is the cosmology section. That's the only one that is accurate. All right, I'm going to take two more questions, guys, and then I'm going to end the live. Two more questions. I wonder if Starcadian is out there. Is my moderator out there? Can I get a thumbs up? I don't know. Is Starcadian out there? Can he give me a thumbs up? I don't think he's here today. Okay. I figured. Will we be able to go to other 3D planets is what you're referring to after the solar flash to liberate them? So I guess your question is, will we be able to go to other 3D planets, right? After the solar flash to liberate them? We are actually. Part of the restoration of this planet and part of our dormant DNA coming online is that we get to go out there and also help in the liberation process. But that's going to happen when we go off into, you could say, when we have the ability to go off into other universes. And when we do, then we get to play the role of, you could say, well, they're going to, of course, when we land on these primitive worlds, they always think that we're gods, but we're not, of course. But we get to play the role of, of the guardians, you could say, or the ones that are going to help liberate other worlds eventually. That's where we're heading, and that's something that I've been looking forward to. I do have one final super chat. Love your generous info, heart, and presence. Your info is amazing. Infinite thanks for your loving work, dedication, and patience. Big hug to you and Monica, or to Monica and you. Well, thank you so much for that super chat and for that wonderful, beautiful statement and compliment. Appreciate that. And you guys have a beautiful night. The God Force be with you all, and we will see you guys Monday night for another update.